Hi guys, welcome back. This episode of Megan's podcast, soon to be named, is about influencing because I feel like there's so much that this is actually, you know what I should call this? What they don't tell you, because there is so much behind being an influencer that is like glamorized and no one actually knows how it really is on the side. So coming from someone who wasn't an influencer to start and now is, I can just expose all of it because there is so much behind the scenes. I'm just gonna dive right in because I don't know. There's like something you have to debunk real quick though, is the money part. So everyone thinks influencers make millions and billions of dollars. I don't know where they get this from. I don't know. Maybe it's the flexing on the gram. Maybe it's because a lot of these guys have nice houses. Fun fact, a lot of these kids that live in LA don't actually pay rent for the mansions they're living in. They live with a bunch of other kids too. It's their managers and they get the money from like their brand deals. Or they they're not paying rent on these mansions in Calabasas. Like, come on. Like, they came from like Texas or Michigan, like, or Massachusetts. Like, come on, let me give me a break. So I guess like people just get like the wrong idea from like all these kids that like just moved to LA and suddenly have all this money to buy an apartment or a house. It's like, also, a lot of those kids like come from money to begin with. Not all influencers like start off just being like normal, schmormal. Maybe they're working in Subway. I don't know. Like, a lot of these kids come from like very wealthy families, so they have the tools to become an influencer and take their private jets and all that. That's not because they came from nothing. That's not because they started from the bottom and now they're here. That's because they started from the top and now they're just well known for what they're doing. So I don't know, a lot of these kids just kind of like don't really show the real behind the scenes of like, how do you make this money? But also like money, being an influencer, it's not a real job. It's not like a 9 to 5. You're not clocking in. You're not getting a salary. If you're strictly an influencer, you're only getting money from like your brand deals. And those come in at most random times. So like a lot of these LA kids, like when they leave LA, it's probably because they're not getting like their brand deals and stuff. So it's like, it's very like rickety. You never know what's going to happen next. So, like, you always have to have a plan B. This is what I always like tell people that like want to be an influencer. I'm like, have a plan B. Like, have something that like you actually are doing on the side. Like, your plan B can't be your plan A. Like, that's just not it. So a lot of these guys, like, their money isn't coming in now like all the time, or they come from like their mom and dad's money, so they always are going to be stable. So like, don't let the internet trick you. They're not paying for that mansion in Calabasas. Their manager, Fred, is, or mommy and daddy are, okay? So like, don't compare yourself to another 17-year-old on TikTok. Followers. Like, I have to say, the amount of followers you have do not matter, because you could have 200K followers and have really good engagement and have people that are really loyal to you, or you could have 1.7 million followers and have like no one interacting with your stuff. Like, followers don't matter when it comes to being an influencer. It's kind of more your impact. So when people are like, oh, I want 1 million followers, I want this, I want that, it's like, okay, but like, are your followers even interacting with your stuff? Are you paying for your followers? Like, I don't know. So there's like so much, I don't know, people just always focus on like, oh, this person has 100 million followers. And it's like, I don't know, it doesn't always like mean exactly what it looks like. Like, having a number does not always reflect what you're actually doing in the influencer world. So like, influencers comparing their followers to each other, which happens all the time. Like, living in New York City, this doesn't happen. Like, LA it does. But people literally compare their followers. I've been asked how many followers do I have, like, by other influencers that are from LA. It's so weird. Like, when they come to visit New York City and I hang with them, like, they literally are like, oh, like, how big are you on TikTok? It's like, so, I don't know. It's like a rite of passage for them. I don't know. But I already said, like, a lot of these kids come from money. And sadly, like, a lot of these kids that become influencers, or like already always were from the age of 14 on, a lot of them kind of have like a distorted sense of reality. So like, if you, like, I didn't grow up an influencer. Like, I think I have a really good sense of reality, but a lot of these kids really do base their lives off of their check mark, off of their followers, off their money, off their everything, who they know, who they're posting with. They really do just live their life on social media. And it's sad because you don't wake up in the morning and people aren't just watching you do stuff in the morning. Like, I wake up in the morning, I make my coffee, I call my mom. Like, that's not my social media life. That's like my reality. That's my real life. I do my homework. A lot of these kids like wake up and think there's always like a camera on them and live their life kind of like that, but in like a bad way, in a way like, oh, everyone knows me. Everyone loves me. So it's like kind of weird how you get like what's that word? Dysmorphia? That doesn't even make sense. I'll just say distortion. You get like this distortion of life because if you don't have your phone on you, like there's nothing's being posted about you. You're not posting anything. You're not getting that validation. You need to like have some like purpose in your actual everyday life because I don't know, a lot of these kids like just lose touch with it, and it's kind of sad. Like you have to like go to therapy to like remember this. I don't know, a lot of these kids are in therapy though, which is good. Therapy's amazing. Go to a therapist. I'll be your therapist. No, seriously, I had to go to therapy once to like separate social media from real life because like I have a lot of anxiety. I'm gonna get real here. Social media is stressful because you feel like everything you're doing is looked at in one way, but it's actually being interpreted a million ways, and everyone's seeing stuff differently, and people aren't realizing like when you view something on social media, you're only seeing like 10% of what's actually happening in real life. You see a couple on social media, you only see that 10%. You see someone on social media like doing something cool with their lives, that's like 10%. You don't see people's real big picture. It's so black and white, and no one considers the gray. So like for example, I posted on social media the other day, or my friend posted a video of me. And he's like a family friend of mine, and everyone was like, oh my God, they're dating. So it's like what you see on social media is just like, you don't realize that these people have like lives outside. It's not just what you see on social media. Like there's so much more to stories, and everyone just takes what they see and they run with it. They see a guy like a girl's photo and they're like, oh my God, he loves her. He's obsessed with her. Oh my God, they commented on each other's pictures. They're literally dating. Oh, he's cheating. Oh, he's doing this. And it's like, shut up. No, it's so annoying. Like, people never consider the gray area of social media. And being an influencer, it's like, you have to watch what you post, but at the same time, it's like, no matter what you post, people are just going to interpret it the way they want to. So it's like so frustrating. Like, if I post even like one weird thing with like somebody, like if I post with somebody that like people have never seen before, they're like, oh, what are they doing together? Oh my gosh, like this is so weird. But it's like, I could have known that person for years. Like, you don't know anything. You don't know anything. Drama and rumors. Hi. Okay. So this one's terrible because, like I said, people will see like one comment or one like or anything. It's automatically flirting. It's automatically like they're together secretly. This is like where the flight stuff came from, is that like he posted me in his video on like my TikToks, and everyone was like, oh, they're obviously like talking to each other, like they're obviously dating. So it's like you could do the bare minimum, the littlest. You could be doing the littlest like out of the most, and people will make up a whole narrative on your life. It's so crazy. People literally make up stuff about me all the time. And I'm just like, where do you even pull this out from? Like, they're just pulling it out of their behinds and they're just posting it. I've heard people just say the craziest shit, like of where I'm from, where I go to school, who I know, who I'm dating. People once said I cheated on someone when I was completely single. I was like, huh? Like, it's so weird. And the rumors kind of ruin things. Like, when you put yourself on social media, rumors can like really damage like your friendships and relationships. So like, I see it like firsthand all the time that this happens. So I don't know. Kind of sucks being an influencer sometimes because people just like feel so entitled to your life. Like, it's so weird. It's like these people follow you, but at the same time, they feel like they're entitled to like create stuff about you and to like just find every detail about your life. But I don't know. It's weird. And then like I want to talk about cancel culture because this is also something that bothers me. When you're an influencer, everyone's worried about getting canceled. And in my opinion, being an influencer, people don't follow you because you're perfect. Or that's why they shouldn't follow you because you're perfect. People follow you because of the way you do things, the way you conduct life, the content you post. But no one, I think, is followed because their life is perfect. You're followed because of like what you're posting and who you are. And cancel culture is stupid because people are like, oh, you're an influencer. You shouldn't be making this mistake if you have a platform. And it's like, when you were a kid and you made a mistake, did your mom cancel you and like leave you? No, she told you what was wrong. Maybe you got a couple consequences for it and you learned. So I am not for cancel culture. I think cancel culture is so stupid. I think it's very entitled of people that follow you to like cancel you. It's so ridiculous. And I believe in like educating people. So For someone to like be told by 1,000 people that they should just stop their career because of one mistake they made is absolutely ridiculous. Like, why are you listening to all these people that don't even know you? It just makes no sense to me. So when people are scared of getting canceled, I'm just like, you're not an influencer because you're perfect. You're an influencer because of the way you're gonna like handle your mistakes publicly. So just every celebrity has made a mistake. Every even like really high up people in the government have made mistakes, and it's like, cancel culture wasn't a thing then, and now it's like a thing now, and it's like, no, we're all people, we're all humans, we all make mistakes. You gotta teach people instead of just being like, all right, you're done. Why do we get one shot? Why do we get one chance? That's so ridiculous. Give me a break. What they don't talk about versus what fans see. I kind of went into that, of how fans like just see the black and white area, they don't see the gray area in life. But I don't know. I just kind of want to like finish it off by saying, you kind of sell pieces of your life and give up your privacy. And while people don't know everything about you, you really are kind of giving up like big chunks for people to know about you. And while, yeah, everyone has social media, like anyone can search up anything about anybody, when you have followers, it's on like a much larger scale. So like people like go and look up my parents, they look up like my address, like they look up the most random things, and you just kind of have to accept it because, you know, people are going to want to do that. But I don't know, being an influencer is so weird because you have this like persona online and it's not really who you are. It may be, you may be really genuine online, but once you shut down Instagram, once you shut off TikTok, like, who are you gonna text? What are you gonna go eat? What are you gonna like do with your day? Like, you are your own person. Like, I'm not overtime Megan all the time. I'm overtime Megan like 75% of the time, and then like 25% I'm just like Megan that hangs with my friends from school, and like I make mac and cheese for breakfast sometimes. Like, I don't know, it's like the most random stuff. So you always have to like remember that like these people are just like so different from what you actually see and like have real lives. I don't know, social media is weird, but just remember to be kind to influencers because I got feelings too sometimes. But yeah, that's what they don't tell you. Done.
Yo, fam, was really good. Overtime Fits got so much heat dropping this year. If you're trying to get dripped out like your guy, all you gotta do is click right here and stay tuned to all the new drops, alright?